Hey everyone, my name is Sam Pasupalak and I'm the CEO of Maluuba. And we're here to disrupt the mobile search industry. Now, since Siri's launched last year, it has been proven that mobile search is the future, along with natural voice interaction. Dak Kittless, who was the CEO of Siri, had once famously quoted that Google is good at helping you find web pages, but Siri gets tasks done on your behalf. So the problem with Google is if you go on Google and if you type something like, I want to have sushi near 24th Street and Mission in San Francisco, all you get is a sea of web links, not direct results that help you make a decision immediately. So we bring to you Maluuba, the natural evolution of search. It's a voice-activated do engine that helps you get tasks done. So we're bringing 3 major announcements today. The first announcement is that we're bringing you a compelling user experience. We're bringing you breakthrough technology, and we believe in an open ecosystem. So now Adrian's going to give you a demo of our product.
Thank you, Sam. So let's try that query you were talking about earlier. Where can I get some sushi near 24th Street and Mission in San Francisco? All right, so you can see we've gotten 2 results. Where are they? All right, so there's 24th and Mission, and there's our sushi. The second result appears to have better reviews, so I'll select that one. And now you can see that we've got everything we need right here. There's the address. I can call it straight from the app, swipe to the right for directions. I can share it either through social networks or text and email. And most importantly, I can create an event out of it. All of the fields are already filled in for me, so it's just one tap to create. And this takes us to what we call our timeline. Now, timeline is a great way to see your whole day at a glance. It's got your friends' birthdays, alarms, reminders, calendar events. There's the one we just added. And right now, it's telling us that tomorrow is my friend Will's birthday. Now, Will loves baseball. So why don't we try to use Maluuba to plan something nice for him? When are the San Francisco Giants playing next? Now, you'll notice there's no annoying chit-chat. It just goes straight to the results. And here they are. So it looks like we got lucky. They're playing in just a couple of days. All right, so I think he's going to love this. So why don't I use Maluuba's easy share button to email him about it? The message is already filled in, so I can just tap in his name here and send it off. And bam, with Maluuba, it's that easy. Now, natural voice input is incredibly powerful, but it's not always appropriate. Imagine trying to use Siri during a crowded bar game. That's why we have a full touch interface for all of our categories. This is our home screen, and everything you see here is fully accessible through both touch and voice with the same gorgeous UI in either case. Oh, sorry. Now, sometimes the best approach is a combination of the 2. Let me show you what I mean. Set up an investor meeting with Marissa Mayer. All right, now suppose I wanted to edit this entry to add more detail. With Siri, this would require an entire conversation. One second. Set up an investor meeting with Marissa Mayer. With Siri, editing this would require an entire conversation with multiple back and forth lines of dialogue. Let me show you how we've solved that same problem. Tomorrow, Yahoo headquarters. So you can see the fields understand me naturally because we've put speech in the right places. Now, of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Maluuba has 18 other great domains that we just don't have time to show you today. But before I go, there is one thing I've always wanted to do when I was up here. Right on my Facebook wall, we are finally launching at TechCrunch Disrupt 2012. And there we go. Thank you, everybody. Back to the slides.
Thanks, Adrian. So Maluuba supports 18 such categories ranging from movies, entertainment, restaurants, and many more. All this is powered by our breakthrough natural language technology, which classifies your question into the most relevant category with incredibly high accuracy. Now, let's move on. So we have built this We built this incredibly strong algorithm so that we can rapidly expand to new verticals very fast. So in the future, we want to expand to hundreds of domains, such as, for example, if you want to go to do shopping or travel or sports, you can do all of them through Maluuba. So this brings us to our third belief, which is the future of search will be redefined by an open ecosystem. Currently, we're partnering up with more than 15 different industry-leading content providers, including Twitter, Facebook, Wolfram Alpha, and many more. We're not tied to an ecosystem just like Apple or Google. We want to provide you the best possible experience. We're going on Android today, but we want to go cross-platform later this year on Windows phones and iPhones. Finally, we're releasing an SDK so that you guys can develop amazing applications using our natural language platform. So that's Maluuba for you. Try it out on the Google Play Store right now. Thank you.
Very cool. I mean, first comment is I remember seeing Siri in their Series A, and your product, at least if it works as you've demoed, is much more polished than the version that they had at the similar stage, for what it's worth. Just a question, if I could, just to understand, how do you train the user about which categories are available or preset, predefined? And how broadly can you reach? Because I think normally to do this well, you need some form of boundary conditions in order to recognize the language fast enough and categorize fast enough.
So that's why we have one of the screens. The leftmost screen is like the Explore screen, where you see all sorts of domains like restaurants, movies, entertainment. And that kind of gives you a visual indication of these are the domains you should try out by asking questions. In terms of...
so I'm first selecting a category before I ask the question?
No.
Okay, no.
But if you want to know the range of questions that you can ask, you can see our domains list on the left-hand side. There's also a help menu, which you can touch on or access through voice as well. And you can see all the different kinds of and different variations of questions that you can ask Maluuba.
So on day one, what can you not do you think? What are the categories that you're going to exclude from Maluuba?
What did we exclude from Maluuba?
Yeah, and what are the categories that look, these are problems that we can crack on day one, and these are problems we're going to draw a boundary against.
For us, we built this entire system in 6 months. Like, we built entire 18 domains in 6 months. And it's all about having more and more manpower to expand to more and more domains. So if we have the resources, if we have the proper resources, we can expand to hundreds of domains, as I had mentioned before, because our algorithms have been built so that you can easily learn from the data, from minimal data, and get exact results.
But if you want a specific example of something we had to leave on the cutting room floor, which it seems like you're asking about, we had a great transit domain where you could ask for bus stops and buses near you. It worked almost great, but it just wasn't quite there yet. So that'll be coming soon, but that's the sort of example of things that we have a lot more behind the scenes ready to go that'll be coming in a very recent update.
We also want to do shopping. That's a big domain. You can ask for, what are some clothing stores nearby or exact clothing specifications. So that's be next year.
Yeah, so I have a question on that. So I'm super skeptical about the switching costs, right, from Google and other search engines to something like this. I think the switching costs are just enormously high. Why haven't you thought about doing exactly that around shopping? Just make the best shopping application ever. Think about the shopping experience, from I need a location to comparing prices to whatever, and have your commands, which is a much more limited set of commands, really hone in on a space like that where there's daily use, there's activity, there's a big market, instead of trying to go horizontal and compete with Google, which I don't think you'll get there. If you do, then you'd be the biggest company ever.
So with respect to shopping, yes, it's coming out next year. We just didn't choose it at the first start because we wanted to do some easier domains, like, for example, movies or entertainment or calendar. That's kind of our approach is. With respect to Google and the other competitors out there, we think our horizontal expansion of breadth is superior to others because we have amazing algorithms that learn from minimal data. what other companies are trying to do, they're trying to do the opposite problem, which is the arbitrary question answering problem. You ask some kind of question, you get some sort of relevant result. We do the opposite, and that's why we could scale to 18 domains in 6 months, whereas Siri took more than 5 years.
It's not about how the breadth of where the technology can work. It's about packaging it and creating a distribution mechanism, right? Excitement. People understand what you stand for. I think if you go out and you stand for something that competes horizontally with Google, you'll have an extremely hard time. Your ability to actually stand for something and gain early adopters around a very specific vertical and set of tasks, I think you might be able to do that, and that'd be super cool. And beautiful UX, great tech.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
So to answer sort of your question, like right now, Google treats the web as just a bunch of links. We think the future is going towards an interlinking of APIs rather than an interlinking of links. So you're right, we are not the experts on shopping, we are not the experts on transit, but we can partner with APIs who are. And as long as we do that integration in a seamless way, and that's why he was referring to our NLP technology that allows us to disambiguate between them, then we can let the experts be experts in their field, and we're just the experts at providing sort of the do engine behind them.
I mean, it's really versus Google
We think
now.
that's where search is going.
So which part of the technology do you do? Because there's the speech recognition and the more sophisticated aspects of that, like learning from your voice, and then there's the NLP, and then there's the core databases underneath it. Which part did you build internally?
So we completely build the natural language processing from scratch and connecting to all the APIs from scratch as well. For voice, we're using algorithms on top of Google Voice right now. So we have our own sophisticated algorithms on top of it. But our NLP is scalable enough and modular enough, in fact, so that you can use Nuance or any other speech recognition API. You can use any API. It doesn't matter.
I think I'm still a little confused about how I'm going to find you.
Sorry?
How you're going to find us? Oh, we're on the Play Store as of right now. Or do you mean like
Distribution?
how are we going to distribute?
So we're in talks with top 3 OEMs right now because Apple has something for Siri. None of the other Android manufacturers have it. So we're in talks with top 3 OEMs. They want to put us there in the next 6 months.
And we have viral loops within the program to sort of spread by word of mouth. We have all of that good stuff in there.
And also, we're also going on cross-platform, as I mentioned before, Windows, iPhone, Android, everything.
We think it'll go viral in the way that most modern apps do these days.
All right, so we're out of time. Thank you guys very much. That was Maluuba.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.